My sister mocked me for marrying a lowly farmer, while her husband was a finance genius. When their investments collapsed, my parents demanded I sell my land to bail them out. Their faces turned ghostly white when my husband explained who the actual landowner was. Pret 5. He sat down across from me, his expression serious. Beth, our patch of dirt isn't just a farm. It's a research and development facility. Everything we grow here, every system we test, it's all part of something bigger. My head was spinning. How much bigger? He pulled out a financial statement and slid it across the desk. The numbers at the bottom made me blink hard, certain I was misreading them. Is that are we worth? The company is worth that. Stone Agricultural Technologies. I started it 5 years ago, right after we got married. Used our land as the testing ground for everything. I stared at the papers, then at my husband. You've been running a tech company this whole time. A very quiet tech company. Most of our clients don't even know where the innovations come from. They just know the systems work. But why keep it secret? Why let my family think we're just farmers? Peyton was quiet for a moment, organizing the papers into neat piles. Because I wanted to see who they really were. He said finally. I wanted to see how they'd treat us when they thought we had nothing to offer. The words hit me like a physical blow. You knew. All this time you knew how they saw us and you just let it happen. I let them show their true colors, yes. While I suffered through every family gathering, thinking we really were the poor relations. Beth, do you have any idea how that felt? Sitting there while they mocked everything we'd built, thinking maybe they were right. Maybe I had thrown my life away. Peyton reached for my hand, but I pulled back. You let me doubt myself. You let me think we were struggling while you were sitting on all this. We were never struggling. Our bills were always paid. We never wanted for anything. That's not the point. I stood up, pacing to the window. The point is, you let me feel small. You let them make me feel small. I never wanted that. But you allowed it. The silence stretched between us, heavy with years of unspoken truths. There's more, he said quietly. I turned back to him. More what? Elijah's company. The investments that failed. Peyton pulled out another folder. He bet against us. Against Stone Agricultural Technologies. The words didn't make sense at first. What do you mean? He shorted our stock. Put his clients' money, including your parents' retirement fund, on a bet that our company would fail. I sank back into the chair, the full picture finally coming into focus. He lost their money betting against us. Every penny. He was so convinced that anything connected to simple farmers had to be worthless that he staked everything on our failure. My phone buzzed on the desk. Text message from Aaron. They're coming to the farm tomorrow, all of them. Dad says they won't take no for an answer. I showed Peyton the message. He read it, then looked up at me with something that might have been anticipation. Good girl, he said. Let them come. Good. Peyton, they're going to demand we sell everything. They're going to learn the truth. Till he stood up, gathering the papers back into their folders. All of it. What are you planning? Did they give them exactly what they've been asking for all these years? His smile was sharp, unfamiliar. A real education about who we are and what we're worth. And then what? Then we see if they're really family, or if they're just people who share your DNA. I looked at my husband, really looked at him, and realized I was seeing a side of him I'd never known existed. The quiet farmer was still there, but underneath was something harder, more calculating. You've been planning this for a long time, haven't you? I've been preparing for it. There's a difference. As there. He met my eyes, and for the first time since I'd known him, Peyton looked dangerous. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. They arrived like a storm front. 3 cars pulling into our driveway at exactly 2 o'clock, kicking up dust clouds that settled on their expensive paint jobs. I watched from the kitchen window as they climbed out, my parents looking grim. Tamara clutching a leather portfolio. Elijah adjusting his tie like he was heading into a boardroom instead of a farmhouse. Even little Tiffany was there. Tamara's 8-year-old daughter looking confused and out of place in her pristine white dress. Showtime, Peyton said quietly, straightening his simple button-down shirt. He'd insisted on dressing exactly like he always did, jeans, work boots, the same clothes that had earned him years of condescending looks. The knock on our door was sharp, authoritative. My father's knock. I opened it to find them arranged like a delegation, my parents flanking Tamara and Elijah, with Aaron hovering uncertainly in the back, holding Tiffany's hand. We need to talk, my father said without preamble. Come in, I said, stepping aside. They filed into our living room and I watched them take in the simple furniture, the handmade quilts, the family photos on the mantel. The same room they'd been in dozens of times, but now they were seeing it differently, calculating its worth, measuring its sacrifice potential. Please sit, Peyton said, gesturing to the couch and chairs. We'd rather stand, Elijah said, his voice tight with barely controlled desperation. This won't take long. Actually, my father said, pulling out a folder. We brought the paperwork to make this easier. He set it on our coffee table, like he was serving a legal summons. Sale documents for the property. We've already had it appraised, found a buyer. All you need to do is sign. I stared at the papers, then at my family. You had our land appraised without asking us. We're trying to be efficient. My mother said, her voice strained. Time is a factor here. Whose time? Peyton asked mildly. Don't play games. Elijah snapped. You know exactly what's at stake. Your parents could lose their house. Tamara and I could lose everything. Tiffany could lose her college fund, her future.